Radio Now's entertainment talk show. My name is Doris Okori. You'll be listening to us every Friday at 9:05 a.m. and repeats at 8 p.m. on Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos and also on our other platforms on our website www.thisisradionow.com, on Facebook, facebook.com/thisisradionow, and on YouTube, Radio Now Studios. Today in the studio, I have with me a very interesting guest. I'm actually a big fan. I have with me in the studio a food critic. He calls himself the enjoyment minister. And I kind of agree. But you know how we do. Let's go! He's a content and brand strategist who has carved a niche for himself, bringing ratings, saving money, and catering to your taste buds. Welcome, food critic Opeyemi Famakin. Opey, thank you so much for coming.
I have more. Let me do a proper introduction.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Opeyemi Famakin,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest food critic in Nigeria, aka Youth Pastor,
Nice.
aka Sugar Daddy of Lagos and Abuja,
Maybe.
aka maybe,
Eh.
aka Minister of Food Tourism in Nigeria. I think there's one more aka missing. I'll get back to you on the aka.
Why would you have to add all the AKAs?
I mean to,
That youth pastor one, cut it down.
No,
It's not
but-
even. It's not there. It's
It
not
has,
there.
it
But
has.
let's just start our interview. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
You look really good today.
I was good.
Ah, you're so proud. So, Kwaya, can you explain what being a food critic means?
So, in the textbook definition, a food critic is basically a food journalist. We have sports journalists who report sports happening. We have entertainment journalists who report entertainment stuff. So, a food critic is a food journalist that reports food things in the food ecosystem. Then there's Opeyemi that does his own reporting via Instagram. It's like Instablog Nigeria for food and without all the drama.
Okay. Without all the, why would you try? Yeah, I say without all the drama. Are you sure? You know, I follow you, so I know that there's drama there.
Allegedly.
Okay, there's drama there.
Allegedly.
So, as a food critic, did you attend culinary school? Because I mean, if you have to critique something, you must be trained in it. Did you attend culinary school, or do you know how to cook?
Okay, so trained. I'll use the word knowledge. Do I know how to cook? Dare I say I'm the best cook in the room? I know you would, argue
You're
and
not.
debate. I'm the best cook in this room, and I have receipts. You can check my page. I have cooking videos. Do you have receipts? So it's your word against mine, and I have receipts. So that part is done. Then training. I'll say knowledge. So not all chefs were, trained in the kitchen, but training is good. It gives you an edge. But I'll say knowledge is good too. So I have a lot of vast knowledge about food. I've traveled for food. I'm a really, really good cook. I have this obsession with studying and digesting food content, not edible learning content. So there's that part.
Okay, so what does it take to be a food critic?
There are two answers. It's like if you ask a chef, what does it take to be a chef? They will say go to culinary school. But not all chefs go to culinary school. So in the textbook definition, you should have experience and training as a journalist who can report food. That is the textbook definition. Then it's not really a must if you know about food and you know how to report food and convince people, and probably sway the opinions of people to purchase and not purchase, educate them about food. I think these are the qualities of a good food critic. But knowledge, as I always say, is really, really key. Because nowadays, people don't have knowledge, and being a food critic just looks like having a good camera phone and having money to go to a restaurant. That doesn't make you a food critic. So yeah.
Okay, so just give me like a sample of, like, critique a not so good meal. Let's hear like a sample.
Should I call an actual restaurant?
No, don't drag anybody.
Okay, so let me critique a meal. So there's this stuff that is trending. I won't call the name, but
Okay.
the lobster stuff.
Yeah, I
that is
saw
trending.
that.
And the chef, I was disappointed, critique their dish, and she was complaining about the lobster being overpriced. That it's not just shellfish. Lobster is very expensive. You can't go and order a lobster and expect it to be cheap. And she complained about pasta, that the pasta was just tomato in and there was no pepper. But you ordered the tomato-based pasta. Let me just critique a food. Let me use jollof rice for example.
Okay.
Now, if I'm paying 10,000 naira for a plate of jollof rice, I would
Okay.
expect some gourmet things to be in the jollof rice.
Okay.
Gourmet means expensive, like caviar or truffle oil or
Okay.
some things that are worth the tank. So even though the plate of jollof rice tastes like party jollof rice, if a plate is 10k, That's a bad plate of jollof rice. Because why am I paying 10K for the jollof rice? So
Okay.
things like the price, the price points. Is it worth the price? Then the space matters too. Is the space nice? Is it beautiful? The service, is the service good? If the jollof rice is actually worth the 10K, but the AC is not working and the staff is mean to you, that's a bad experience.
Mm.
So being a food critic or critiquing food goes beyond just the food, even though the food is the bulk of what you're critiquing. It goes beyond the food. Is there parking space?
Mm.
So it's the experience basically.
That's actually quite important. Was there anything in particular that piqued your interest in food that brought about you being a food critic?
I'll blame my mother. She does what I do. She's just not popular. Yeah, so like I grew up in a home where we used to travel abroad for holidays for food. So as I was saying before, like, I grew up, we would go abroad, then after I finished university, they said if you want to go abroad, you start paying yourself, and my budget was telling me Nigerian state. So I just continued what already existed and blew off it.
Okay. Is food critiquing something you do for fun or you do it as a job?
It started out as fun. It is still fun, but now small changes entering here and there. But it is fun. It is still fun. But some days I'm like, God, this is not fun anymore. On some days, but fun was what started.
So how do you get to be in this spots or restaurants? Do you get invited or you just go around?
Go
Like, how do you
randomly.
even find them?
Okay, so out of 10 restaurants I visit, maybe just two are invite. Maybe new restaurants. They invite me that one new test our food. So before they open, I go there, sample their food.
You're lying.
A lot of restaurants.
Before they open?
Yes, a lot of restaurants. A lot of restaurants. Why are you so?
Because I'm angry.
That's what.
That you would actually even see the space before.
A lot of, like, are you serious? You guys,
Wow.
I said this in my post that they invited me and a lot of restaurants
Wow.
around Nigeria.
So okay, aside when they're not inviting you, how do you get to find out maybe new spots or old spots that are rebranding?
As I mentioned earlier, I am obsessed with studying food content. If
Okay.
only restaurants and chefs and people in the food ecosystem knew how much I am stalking them. I can tell a chef who I've not met his life story. So chefs that I respect or rate, or chefs that I feel that they are the next, I study a lot of people. Like, I am obsessed with studying food. So my ears are always on the ground, and when the new spot is open, then my followers, to shout out to them. Where there's this new place, you must try it. There's this woman that sells amala in Shita or in Agege, you must try. So I have followers to that do the groundwork for me.
Great.
Shout out to my followers.
I shout out to his followers though.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to.
But you don't give me recommendations.
What? I don't.
When did you
know.
recommend food?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Moving
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, so okay. I mean, you've tasted a lot of meals. Like,
Not enough. What a lot.
I know, right?
I've not
Like,
been to Zanzibar or Japan or Paris to try their food.
is there like a list of meals you'd never eat?
So yes. So I'll use three things. So bushmeat, first of all, I like to point out that in Nigeria, bushmeat is purchasing bushmeat, selling bushmeat, eating bushmeat in Nigeria is actually illegal. Many Nigerians do not know
Are you
this.
serious?
Yes, so there's a wildlife conservation stuff in Nigeria. So eating bushmeat is some bushmeats, the ones that are hand farmed, they are very illegal. So I will stop eating. I've stopped eating bushmeat.
Okay.
Then even though dog and cats were legal, I will not. That's where I draw my line.
Why?
Would you eat dog and cat?
No.
Exactly.
Well, you're supposed to be the one to try it now and give
Yeah,
us
it's not
feedback.
everything that you try. It's not everything that you try. So.
Okay, so okay, do you have like a bucket list of places you'd like to go to try their cuisine?
I think I mentioned two. Can you guess?
You said Japan,
Japan,
and you said
Paris.
wait, okay,
Japan,
Paris.
Paris. I've been to Ghana before, but I didn't really explore that cuisine. So Japan, Paris, Ghana.
You also said
Senegal.
Zanzibar earlier.
No, that was just to do zaddy
With-
stuff.
Oh my god.
That's to do zaddy stuff.
Okay.
So I mentioned like 4 or 5.
Any number.
Let's say
But what's like top 3?
top 3: Japan, France, and Ghana. Surprisingly,
Why Ghana?
I love Ghana. There are
Okay.
beautiful girls there, and nice food.
Nice. Okay. So what is the importance of being a food critic?
It sounds very, very corny, but I help a lot of people. That wasn't the plan, but like people, like there was this lady that reached out to me that because of me, she went to this restaurant for a Valentine anniversary, not Valentine,
Aw.
sorry, to wedding
Wedding.
anniversary or whatever. And I was one had a good time, they bonded better and stuff. So for people that don't, where I have 20K, I want to have a girls hangout. I don't know where to go to. Where can I go to? So like I get a lot of DMs. So I help a lot of people and I have fun. I genuinely imagine living your best life and being popular of living your best because I'm living my best life.
Yes, I can
Being
imagine.
popular of living your best life, helping people of living your best life, educating people of living your best life, and once in a while, getting paid to live your best life.
I wanted to say,
I think I've
oh,
hacked the system. I think I've
right?
hacked the system.
I should come and learn something from you.
I should learn.
Okay, is there like a list of friends? Like, I'm sure there's like excessive food
Yeah.
that you're being sent. Is there like a list you
Excessive
have?
food that I'm being sent by who? Sorry.
By like different people or
So
restaurants
who
stuff?
shows I collect the food? I get a lot of try my food DMs. I wasn't this big before, but in the past I used to say yes. Now, like I have a DM of a lady that sends me a DM saying, oh, she wants to send me food, she wants me to work with that. But I told her, I don't think I'm right for your like I say no a lot to free food.
Can you say yes and then give me the food?
So the food is actually not free. They want me to eat their food and post on it's not free. So
I see.
So will you post on your page?
Mm-mm.
Exactly. So you want me to collect. So,
We are the. Let's go on a quick break and we'll be right back. I have with me in the studio food critic Opeyemi Famakin. Welcome back to the Creatives. My name is Doris and I have with me in the studio food critic Opeyemi Famakin. Opeyemi, I'm having fun now. Even if you don't want to add me to your food list, it's fine. No problem.
allegedly.
No problem. It's fine. So, wait, what challenges would you say you have faced as a food critic in Nigeria?
So first of all, I'm a very, very easygoing guy. I'm a vibes guy, so I don't really consider some things challenges. I think a major one is that I'm self-sponsored. It's not a challenge, but since you're asking me, like I don't really have any
Particular
the
challenge.
juice you want. Okay, maybe when I go to restaurants sometimes, you get they know who I am, and the experience for me is a bit different because they know it's Opeyemi, so they might make the food
Extra
yeah,
better.
and that would affect the review because for Opeyemi the food was good. Then I'll
Yes.
say, oh, the food is really really nice. Then you would go there, they'll give you a regular
Meh.
So that's kind of like a challenge.
Okay, but what is your assessment on how Nigerian food is faring globally?
So locally, let me give you two answers. Locally, we are
Okay.
doing, as Mr. Macaroni said, mine, we are doing well. Like the Nigerian food industry is growing. Obviously, more can be done, but the speed at which it is growing is very applaudable. Globally, we do not have good PR. Like Nigerian food is not on the map. The popular Nigerian dish is jollof rice. Jollof rice is not a Nigerian dish. It's from Senegal.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so we don't have any food on the map. Then there's fufu. Fufu is a West African dish. It's basically swallow. So like we don't have any popular Nigerian dish that is global, that is known. We don't have any biscuit or the of Nigerian food.
Just kidding, joke. So, Opeyemi, you say you're the biggest food critic.
I didn't say
You-
um,
You are. Okay, so what makes you the biggest food critic in Nigeria?
if you can find two people, you know what, one person bigger than me, I'll never ever use that side of the
I'm rolling my eyes so far back, like. So that's it. That's what makes you the biggest food critic,
Simple.
because you're the one and the only.
Well, there are more things to say, but Nigerians are like people that are proud. Should I say them?
Say them, mommy. I'm interested.
Like, if you can find one person, I'll go to a restaurant and eat at the restaurant, and because he heads there, the restaurant was so packed, filled up, and you could not handle the orders. I'll stop using it. Not celebrity, someone in the food space, anybody in the food space.
Now I remember the fourth one. You are the entertainment. No, sorry, the enjoyment minister.
Thank you very much.
Now you have to pay me.
But you were rolling your eyes with something dancing. You know.
I do know. I'm just eating from outside the kitchen. Okay. Okay, being the biggest food critic in Nigeria, like you said.
I don't like that.
My tone. He's a
Don't mind
hater
me, don't
stone.
mind me,
He's a hater stone. How would you compare, being a food critic here in Nigeria as being a food critic or food critics globally?
Okay, so food critics globally, those who started, because it has changed now. When they started, they were like serious, like journalism in Nigeria. Now let me use journalism now. In the past, we consumed their news via newspapers and magazines, and the writing style was really, really serious, really, really suit and tie. But now, journalism in Nigeria now it is more relaxed and more relatable. So food critics then when they started was journalism. So they wrote in papers and was really, really there was no face. That's one thing I see now. They were faceless in the past. But now it's kind of the same now. Like people what I do, people do it abroad the exact same way. So it is now more relaxed. Their faces. They were celebrities then, but they were faceless, and that actually helps them. Because going to a restaurant, if they know your name, but they don't know who you are, there's no special treatment. So now it's the same thing abroad. It's just why not as much because it is a new and young industry in Nigeria. So we are not as much as those abroad, but it is a very, very popular and profitable thing in many countries. Yeah, that's why when expats open restaurants in Nigeria, they are very, very welcoming to food critics because they know because in their country, food critics are a thing, so they understand it, they respect us better. Nigerian restaurants, well, not me. Some people they don't respect me. Like, who are you? But because they don't know. But now they know, and the respect is there.
Okay. Okay, you have mentioned that we don't have like the whiskey or the Davido of food
Yes.
in Nigeria, something that Nigeria is known for. So, I mean, you're an expert in food. How would you say, or what advice can you give, or what tactics do you think we can use to get Nigerian food out there?
I'll say that lies solely in the hands of chefs. Chefs are the ones, chefs. So chefs, in a way, they are the ones that drive the food culture. Critics too, but chefs starts the drive it. Like critics are the what's it called? Those that do gong, town criers, like they amplify it. So Nigerian chefs, a lot of Nigerian chefs, they always cook many fancy food, gourmet food, French cooking, Italian dishes. You cannot cook a French dish more than a French person. Same way, white chefs or chefs from abroad, they can never make amala better than a Yoruba woman that is sweating on it.
Yeah.
I would rather eat amala from a Yoruba woman. I would rather eat party jollof than a foreigner's jollof in the UK. So you cannot outcook them in their dishes. So many chefs keep on making their dishes and they ignore Nigerian dishes. They do not make jollof pro max. Yeah, so what's it called?
Repackaging.
Not repackaging, it's the food that exists. Make it authentic, but
amplify
it, yes. So don't make it look like a French
basic
dish. Yes. Don't make it look like a French croissant. Make ewa going, but add things that will make it ewa going format, basically. So when Nigerian chefs start doing that, and they make it work for both the Nigerian palate and the international palate, Nigerian food will bloom. For example, we have a lot of Chinese restaurants in Nigeria. Chinese food in Nigeria and Chinese food in China is different.
How so?
They make it for the Nigerian palate.
Yes.
Lebanese dishes. So those ones are slowly creeping into the Nigerian market. The shawarma you have and the shawarma in Lebanon, totally different. It is similar, but it is made for the Nigerian palate because they packaged it. So we can do that. Create Nigerian dishes for the international. Some restaurants actually do it for the international palate without it losing its essence.
That's a very good point. Can one actually make a career of being a food critic? No, in terms of like proper money.
Proper money. Define proper money. How much is proper money?
Proper money, as in people reaching out to maybe like brands and stuff like that. So, how profitable is the business of food critic?
That's a very, very tricky question.
Okay.
I wish I started it, but I pioneered it. So it's like brands because those. I didn't do it first, but I was like the first person to blow of being a food critic. Then others too. I won't say they followed, but the difference is very, very clear. How it works is that brands usually come to me first and they want to do stuff. Then when they feel the money is so expensive, then they go to other people and they will not give them the money they will give me. So it's like for me, it's very profitable. All of us are friends, so we talk. So I know how much others collect that. So for me, it's profitable because like I kind of like created a niche. For others coming, they are making money, but making a career of it, they will get there, but it's not there yet. So it's really, really tricky.
Very dicey.
Yes, dicey.
So how do you?
Lucky Misha.
Oh, lucky you, to be honest. But where do you see yourself in the nearest future?
Being the biggest food critic in West Africa, short-term goal, long-term goal. Being the biggest critic in Africa and also being a billionaire.
Do you give part of the money? You being a billionaire, being the biggest. You all
rate yourself. So meaning you'll be a billionaire too.
No, I would be, but I want to chop your own first now because you've already started. You have fans
you
and
can't be the next of
what?
That way free. Have faith in yourself. I believe in you. I believe in you.
First off, gassing me,
This
Jerry.
will be the interview that we both of us go global.
Oh yeah, nah.
I don't have to
Wait,
shake. Sorry,
let's do something.
normal guy shake.
Okay. We're supposed to have done
I
like
don't have to shake.
because my hands are swollen. So wait, what are your aspirations?
I think my aspirations Being the biggest food critic in Africa.
You just want to be the biggest food critic in Africa
I
and
am
not share food. Why would you even want to
Not
do
what?
that? And not share food.
What does sharing food have to do with me?
I just want to be on your list of people that will shall be eating free food.
Being a billionaire and being the biggest. Okay, no. Actually, I want to be the one that would export Nigerian food and make Nigerian food global. It's a good thing for me. Like I want, because of this guy, like when they are talking about history, Nigerian history, we'll be like, now people come to Nigeria for food tourism and everything. That this person started it. I'm actually working towards it already.
In 2023,
That's next year.
Opeyemi, Famakin made Amala very popular.
No, not yet. What did I make popular? I think I made it longer than a short period of time popular.
Well, okay, I want to play a very quick game.
Sure. Like Yoruba man, I'm good at playing games.
Of course you are.
Very, very good.
International.
It's a game of your heart.
It's a game of my heart, but with food.
Interesting.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I was born ready.
Always. Intercontinental meals or local food?
Local dishes,
Okay. Fruit bowl or smoothie?
smoothies, more variety.
Okay. Chicken, beef or fish?
Please don't call chicken, please. Turkey. Even though you not call turkey.
Because turkey is so bony.
No, turkey is more. It's better. Okay, beef. Since you're asking.
Burger or shawarma?
Burgers.
I kind of knew the answer because I always
Shawarma has how many varieties? Sorry, how many? Maximum 3 varieties of shawarma.
Well, now there's suya shawarma
Okay,
though.
4.
I'm
And now
rolling
soon
my eyes.
5. Now for burgers, 15 burgers, and they still keep on
They still
creating
make you more
burgers.
whoopers and whatnot.
I love
Okay.
variety. I'm a Yoruba man.
Okay, so soda or pressed juice?
Water.
Because Fit Farm.
Not with farm. I like my liver.
Okay. Okay, you have been doing this for a while now. What tips can you give to food critics that are coming after you? New ones, people that are starting out?
Okay, a few tips. The first one is knowledge is power. I would say educate yourself. Don't just be that person that has a nice camera phone and can afford to eat in restaurants and has a loud mouth. You get educate yourself, know about the food. So that's number one. If you really, really know about the food, you find a tribe, which is number two. Do not create content with brands like, if I create this content, will this brand reach out to me and stuff? Brands don't care about you. They care about your community. So create content for your followers. Create content to build a loyal community. If brands know that if Opeyemi says drink this stuff, or if Opeyemi takes a picture with our product, even without talking, people will buy. Brands will come to you. And you can't get their attention by creating content. They don't care about you. If you create content for brands, you will not have been following because it's obvious. So that's the number 3. When you start out as a food critic, when you do reviews, when you do positive reviews, you will not get a lot of traction. But when you do negative reviews, you get a lot of traction, and that can be very, very addictive and to make you power drunk, and you are closing doors for yourself. If all you are doing is saying negative stuff, and if you must do a negative review, be very objective. Remove yourself. To not be emotional. To not call someone's food or someone's work trash. Say, I didn't like the jollof rice because it was too spicy, and if it was a bit spicy and well plated, to la person they pass for me. That is better than saying jollof rice was trash. The chef does not have sense. Many new food critics, they do that a lot, and I see them and I try and correct them, and they take it personal that who are you to correct me? And I'm like, I'm trying to help you. I'm not. So that's what I'll say.
Okay. Thank you so much, Opey, for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I really enjoyed myself, Sha.
As you should.
But please,
I enjoyed myself.
please, can I be on that list though?
Sure. You know what?
Yes.
I owe you. Both of you actors. You and the person behind the camera. Both
Yes.
of you.
Thank you so much for coming. So that was another exciting episode of The Creatives, the entertainment show that takes you behind the scenes. I hope you enjoyed yourself and learned a lot like I did. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, please contact us on our social media platforms with #TheCreatives. So from me, Doris Okorie, and the entire Creatives team, bye. See you next week with another exciting guest.